What are some cheat codes you've found in the game of life? Several times in life I've cold called a company to confirm my interview time. I didn't have one prior to my call. But in their confusion and inability to even find my resume, I've managed to secure an interview about 4 out of 5 times. Twice I've gotten the job. You can mute the self-checkout kiosks. You can also increase the volume on all of them just before your departure. When my daughter was little and still believed band-aids cured things. One time she had a bellyache, so I put one on her belly and it made her feel better. Power of placebos. When I was in my old 500+ person building, I kept a stack of papers on my desk. When I was bored or got tired of sitting down, I'd get up, grab my stack of papers and walk around. I called them my walking papers and did this for months. Got a lot of head nods and not one question the entire time. People always assumed I was on an important mission. But nope. Not in the least. Yes. Worked on the executive floor wing. 2. Take a $1 bill and flip it over. Now tape a $5 bill and tape it to the end of the upside down single with as little tape as possible to make it secure. Now feed the $5 bill into a change machine. The coin machine reads the 5. Gives you quarters. Then reads the upside down single. Rejects that. And boom. You got yourself a felony. Niceness gets you everywhere. I get free tea from being nice. And no. It's not because I'm a cute girl. Because I'm not. I'm an overweight, balding man. People respond to niceness. I've befriended the Comcast customer support person. I've befriended the most disliked, crotchety person in our office. I get special treatment at my cafeteria because I treat the service staff like actual human beings. I get fees waived because I ask nicely. Be nice. It costs little and is worth a lot. Once you unlock Awesome at giving a FCK about other people's thoughts, you basically double your mana indefinitely. If you have no complaints about your food service staff at a restaurant, ask to see the manager and pay a compliment and a thank you about the server host staff. Usually people want to see a manager to complain. And a compliment is nearly always welcome. I've gotten countless free drinks, appetizers, chips % off my bill, all for just making a polite comment to management. Edit. Thanks for the Reddit gold. Kind stranger. I had a professor in college who, while lecturing, suddenly let out a huge fart. Without pausing, he turned his head as if talking to someone behind him, said "Jess und heat," and continued lecturing as if nothing had happened. It immediately defused any potential awkwardness and embarrassment. And I vowed to use the same strategy if the same thing ever happened to me in front of a large crowd of people. Not a cheat code, but an Easter egg. If you ask someone if they know all the words to "I'm a Little Teapot," around 80% of the people you ask will start singing it. Half of those will do the gestures. If you tuck a chicken's head under its wing and wave the chicken in a circle, it will automatically fall asleep. It's not a very good cheat code, but it's still a cheat code to get you sleeping chickens. Doing your own research, especially on the important stuff. You would be amazed about the bad information people use to make life choices. Walk with a purpose. For some reason, people think you're busy and you don't get hassled. No one stops a guy or girl carrying a pizza. Can get you backstage to concerts. The correct response to any compliment is thank you. You can then follow it up with a comment if you'd like to continue the conversation. If someone likes your dress, thank you. It has pockets. If someone compliments your art, thank you. I've been practicing. If someone asks if you're a professional singer because you have a good singing voice, thank you. I just sing for fun. Not only does it make you seem confident and self-assured, it tells them that they are right. That's a friendly thing to do. This even works if you don't believe the compliment. Saying, "Oh, no, I'm ugly," When someone compliments your appearance, not only tells them that they're wrong, it makes you think of yourself as ugly. A better answer would be, "Thank you. I really appreciate that and I don't always believe it." So hearing that from you helps. I am an assistant teacher in a preschool. Asking if kids can use their sitting muscles and listening muscles during circle time makes the kids want to show me how strong they are. Compliment your children with "you are a hard worker and not just smart." Studies show that kids who think they're hard workers outperform kids who think they're smart. Can confirm. Was told I was smart as a kid. Terrible worker. Edit. I don't mean to confirm this as causation. As an adult you can tell almost any kid who is running to stop running and they will. You become the people you surround yourself with. Guess I'm a nobody. Sneeze on your knuckles before a fight to inflict poison damage. You don't have to always give away the recipe. By that I mean, don't over-explain yourself. If you can't do something 9/10 times, it's okay to simply say, "Unfortunately I'm not able to do that. Can't swing it this time," etc. You don't have to go on and on about why, or make up reasons and list them off. Over-explaining just ends up looking more suspect than simply being clear and concise. When someone says something true, say "you're right," not "I know." It'll make them feel better and you've still shown everyone how awfully clever you are. I love you. You're right. The remain silent dialogue option is useful. Even if you have to scroll down to find it. It can keep you from failing or getting locked out of certain quest lines. If any website offers a percentage coupon code like 10% off, try higher values like 20% off. They often have them. Yo, I'm going straight for 100% off and working my way down from there. Ask questions about everything. Ask people about themselves. Be open about stuff you don't understand. And ask questions about that. When you forget someone's name, own up to it and just ask them. I am amazed at how many people won't acknowledge even a tiny amount of ignorance. Or won't show honest curiosity about something. Can't admit they've forgotten something they feel is important. And won't ever ask for help. Guys, your life becomes so much easier if you just drop the f-king ego and ask. I have a heated throw blanket in my living room in the winter. I wrap my coat up in it. Crank up the heat and in a few minutes, my coat is toasty warm so I can brave the coldest day. Get a credit card like Amex Blue that has 3-6% cash back at groceries. Buy all your items at grocery store. I'll use Kroger as an example. You can buy normal groceries plus gift cards, Amazon, Delta, H&M, McDonald's, whatever, and get the cash back on that deal. Then, if you time it with their 4x fuel rewards, you can save $1 gallon off gas up to 35 gallons. Altogether, the math works out to being 12-15% off pretty much everything I like. You can borrow almost all of your textbooks from the library as a college student because of modern book rental agreements most colleges have. WorldCat allows you to be linked to almost any library in America. And all you have to do is find your book in the system and fill out a request form at a library and it should be there in a week. I've saved probably $2,000 doing this in my first 2 years of college. I cannot overstate how much dressing well and being well groomed will impact your life. It'll drop the difficulty by 2 or 3 levels. No joke. People will treat you vastly differently. The opposite is also true. When married, don't stop treating your significant other like you did when you were trying to win them over. It is a great way to show them you're still as infatuated with them as you were when you first met. Date your wife. Or someone else will. Pause like wait. When asked a question or engaging in idle conversation and someone is speaking, do not immediately begin your reply when they stop speaking. They usually aren't done. And in the case of questions, most people aren't finished, and if you give them time they usually provide the answer to the question as well. So yeah, listen as well. Listen. Don't wait to speak. As a doctor, I learned that earning grades and learning are two different things. Not asking or talking about drama going on at the workplace. Why, what happened? Underpromise and overperform. I always tell my girlfriend to be ready for 2 minutes of terrible sex. Oftentimes I make it up to 4 minutes of just bad sex. If you're genuinely pleasant to be around and you show up when it counts, people will let you get away with a lot of slacking off. Also, people like talking about themselves. When you meet someone, just ask them questions about their lives or the things they've done. If you have enough questions, you won't ever run out of things to talk about during the conversation and they walk away feeling suru heard. Plus, then you know more about them and next time you see them you will have even more to talk about or follow up on. Hey, last time I saw you were mentioning this thing at your job. How did that go? Etc. This is great until you realize that a majority of people never asks about you. Faking confidence usually leads to actually being more confident. I love the phrase fake it till you make it. It's incredible how much success is a byproduct of just acting confident about whatever you are doing. If you admit you're wrong and make changes to whatever it is that you're wrong about, people will respect and appreciate you more. Unfortunately, this requires the swallow ego pill patch installed. Without this, you will be incapable of being a civil person. Just be nice. Particularly to people in the service industry. Your job. Your personal interactions. Even your calls into customer service will go 100% easier if you're just nice to people and recognize that they're probably just trying to do their job, not screw you over. Act like you belong. In any situation. It will change your life. Also, I found that you become what you pretend to be. So be good. If you are punctual, smartly dressed, and quite friendly, you can actually get pretty far in most jobs without being that good at anything or trying very hard. If you're bald and shave your head, you'll be mistaken for an angry skinhead and panhandlers won't ask you for money or cigarettes. This doesn't work if you're black. No skips the boring side quests. If you work Monday, Friday, spend a small amount of time on Sunday afternoon, evening sorting out your lunch for the week. I batch cook a pot of something and portion it out into 5 containers. It saves a ton of money. It's usually healthier and it saves time having to make something quickly each morning because you can just grab a container out of the fridge and go. Believe in yourself. I know it sounds cheesy, but it's true. When you believe in yourself, anything is possible because you are no longer bound to the expectations of others. Your life truly becomes your own. Close runner-up would be awareness over your thoughts and emotions. More awareness. More control. Less reactions. More happiness. Eat fiber at every meal. Stay away from meals with 0 grams fiber. If you are at a loss, eat carrots or celery or an apple with every meal. Avoid colon cancer. The same amount of calories eaten in a day wherein one has the proper amount, 25-30 g, of fiber will cause more weight loss than one with low to 0 fiber. Easier to lose weight that way. Easier to maintain healthy weight that way. Fiber is shorthand for am I eating healthy? If you are getting the right amount, you're almost certainly fine. And better than 90% of Americans. Mirroring people's body language and tone of voice will make them comfortable with you quite quickly. Investing money is ridiculously underrated. There are dividend ETFs that will pay you a monthly dividend. An easy math gimmick is that $1,000 in an ETF that pays 6% is about $5 a month. It doesn't seem like much. But if you work at it, you can build your own basic income. Bonus. Dividends are taxed way less than regular income. See our personal finance and our financial independence. Or our lean fire if you don't make much money. Try being like crazy good looking. Say thank you instead of I'm sorry in most situations. Thank you for your patience is much better than I'm sorry I'm late. Thank you your son died. Edit. Build yourself a network of people. You'd be surprised how valuable contacts are in the professional world. This can be anything from being asked for help, to getting business from someone, to applying for jobs, to even getting into places you wouldn't otherwise be able to. Not having kids makes life much simpler. Remember people, having kids is a choice. Don't feel pressured to have them unless you're completely sure. Say I appreciate you as opposed to I appreciate it when someone does something for you. It feels so much better to hear that someone appreciates me and not what I did. A little weird if you don't know the person though. Having rich parents. When someone tells you something or a story for the second or third or 100th time, don't say yay. You told me this before. It sounds rude, like you don't want to hear it. Say oh, I remember you telling me this before. If you say remember, it makes it sound like it was important enough for you to put it to memory. Not you are bored with them. Another one. Try not to say I'm sorry. Instead replace it with thank you. We say sorry a lot and it makes you sound like it's your fault. Instead of sorry I'm late, say thank you for waiting for me. Or sorry I forgot, say thanks for reminding me. It makes you sound appreciative of the person and no fault towards yourself. Just because you don't have the skill they ask for on the job description doesn't mean you shouldn't apply. You can always get the job first, then learn later. Or in most cases, they will almost always train you before you officially start. You're already halfway in the battle when you apply. Set the do not disturb feature on your phone to turn on from 10 PM to 7 AM. You will sleep so much better without constant notifications from emails, games, or your mother-in-law who wants to send a group message at midnight because she is in a different time zone. If you have people you want to be able to reach you, family, girlfriend, boyfriend, you can make a special list that will let only their calls messages come through. Entering the code 911 into your phone lets you spawn Kopkas. Postage paid return stickers from spam companies are sometimes no limit. If you're in a rut, find a verb to describe what you're doing instead of using the conventional passive wording to describe your condition. Some examples. Instead of I am depressed, try I am despairing. Asterisk. Instead of conceptualizing yourself as having anxiety issues, try I am freaking out. Asterisk. Instead of I'm useless, try I am berating myself. Asterisk. This forces accountability on yourself and in doing so, opens up new options. Namely, what are you going to do instead of the thing you're doing now that isn't working so well? Credit for hack goes to psychiatrist and author William Glasser. I've recently discovered intermittent fasting. It's nothing crazy like going weeks without eating, but simply keeping my eating window within an 8-hour period. I've lost a lot of weight, and my doctor has commented on how my BP, HDL, LDL and general well-being has improved dramatically just by skipping breakfast. Or more technically, eating breakfast around 1 or 2 PM instead of 9 AM. And yes, both my doctor as well as several others are saying it's perfectly safe and healthy, despite it going against current common knowledge. Your likability rating is infinitely more valuable than your intelligence score. Invest those talent points in looking good, being on time, and generally being fun to be around. You'll cruise past those and stacking assholes in no time. Losing weight is fairly easy if you are honestly tracking everything you eat and don't overestimate the calories you burn in exercise. I would recommend buying a cheap food scale because serving sizes as advertised tend to be a lot larger than serving sizes listed on the nutritional label. But once I got over that, it was like I was on a calorie budget. I had 1500 to spend a day. And there are a few food tracking apps that make it super simple to scan your food and go. I spent 6-7 years trying to get control of my weight. Once I started actually logging, it came off with relative ease. I wish I knew this earlier. Do not discuss politics or religion with co-workers. If you're at a bar and want a girl's number, don't ask for her number. Instead ask for her Snapchat and they will 99% of the time agree regardless if you're ugly, undesirable, etc. Hit them up the next day and see how it goes. I've had good results doing this. Edit. Not that I'm ugly or undesirable. My mom says I'm handsome. Farting then smelling your own farts will create an immunity to them. None of these things are actual cheat codes though. Guys. This is all how to play the game correctly. Hide ice cream or popsicles inside an empty resealable vegetable bag from Costco or any other store with large resealable bags. Your kids will have no idea they're there and you can disperse them accordingly or hog them for yourself without them knowing. Being able to make a girl orgasm during sex is like a love potion. Being on time is seen as being a better worker than staying an hour late. Underpromise and overdeliver. At a burrito shop, get half of one protein and half of another. I think not having kids is pretty practical. No matter what your bedtime and wake up time is, stick with it. After a decade of being that person on Facebook at 3 AM and off to work 4 hours later, I started to view sleep as an enjoyable activity, not a chore. Game changer. Mornings are never a drag. If I have trouble sleeping, I can make up for it the next morning without f***ing up my whole day. When it's your bedtime, turn off the lights and wait. And don't touch your ducking phone or your computer. Don't get out of bed, wait. When your alarm goes off, get up. Repeat for 2 weeks. Enjoy a better life. Quack. Sleep a few hours later so you don't have to pay for lunch. Masturbate before any major decisions in life. Women. Big purchases, anything. Just rub one out then decide.